Hello and welcome to part one of the Great American Road Trip. This is a road trip that I did with a friend of mine, Andrew, back in 2017. Yes, I'm aware it's 2020 when I'm finally getting around to doing this. It was a ton of work. I didn't feel like doing it. Now I feel like doing it. Just to date this video extremely, that's because of the coronavirus. But who knows if that'll be relevant in the future. So, this is part one of the video. Part one is actually day two, but part one is day two because there was no content from day one. That was just us driving down through Oregon. This sees us begin the day in Northern California. We are driving through the Redwood Forest. As you can see, these beautiful tall trees. Redwood Forest is absolutely phenomenal to drive through. One of the most amazing places I've been in, I think probably the whole of the US. Definitely one of my favorite places in California. It is a huge forest that takes up a pretty large proportion of Northern California, and we're specifically on a road called Avenue of the Giants. So Avenue of the Giants is a big road that follows the path all the way down through the Redwood Forest. It parallels the large freeway main road, which is Highway 101. Avenue of the Giants, as you can see, is a pretty small back road by comparison. It's a fabulous road to drive down, especially when the weather was as perfect as this. Driving through the dappled light of the trees, especially as you can see how tall they are, it was just absolutely stunning. One of the most beautiful drives you can do in the United States, and far more interesting than taking the freeway. Definitely a worthy drive, and much better than just sitting on a main road and watching it go past in the distance. This road that we're on now is a very small back road, I guess would be the best description, which goes between the main road of Highway 101 and the other main road of Highway 1 along the coast. So it cuts between the two. This is, as you can see, an extremely small road that has more or less no lane markings. It goes up and over the hills and then back down the other side towards the coast. It's another absolutely stunning road with some incredible scenery, really fun road to drive down just because it's narrow and very twisty, very European style, which is quite rare for US roads, but a really fun one. It was discovered actually the last time I did a road trip. Not this time, I knew about it already, because the last time we did a road trip, the top end of Highway 1 was closed, and so the only way to get to Highway 1 was indeed to take this road. So I ended up taking this road, absolutely loving it, and deciding that since it was so good, I would rather take it again when we had organised this road trip. And as expected, it was a phenomenal road to take, especially on a day like this with the beautiful sun and just the dappling as we drive through this forested, hilly, incredible area. A spectacular drive. That really is a theme of the road trip. Given the choice between finding a motorway or finding a spectacular back road, almost always we end up trying to find a spectacular back road, and this is just an excellent example of we could have taken the main road, but there was a better, quieter, more twisty, more fun alternative, and so that's the one we ended up taking instead. Another excellent road. Unfortunately, I don't remember exactly what it was. I don't even think it has a designation because it's such a small road, but unpopulated, unoccupied, unbusy, fabulous. Great road to drive down. Welcome to California Highway 1. Highway 1 is probably one of the most famous roads in the entire United States. It is a very long, very old road that was originally the only way to get all the way down the California coast. It still is the coast road. It hugs the coast the entire way down, but has been superseded by roads like US 101 and by, of course, the freeway system like Interstate 5, for example. But as a fun, interesting road to take part in on the theme of the road trip, obviously we were going to go down Highway 1. It hugs the Pacific coast more or less the entire way down. As you can see there on the right, that's the Pacific, with that incredible azure blue just showing the absolute beauty of the Pacific. However, this road is full of crazy people. So that person in the white truck there, you can probably tell, they were just on the wrong side of the road, parked apparently in the middle of the road. So thanks to the quick reactions of that person in front of us and myself, we managed to slam the brakes on and not crash into this random person who decided to park their truck in the middle of the wrong lane. Anyway, Highway 1 is, unfortunately, as an extremely famous road, full of a lot of people, none of whom know how to drive the speed limit. So even though there's all this beautiful scenery, quite a lot of the time is spent being stuck behind people and wishing they would get out of the way. So while you get the chance to look at this beautiful scenery, just know that in my head, all that's going through it is, good Lord, I can't wait to get past this guy. Oh look, here's an opportunity. Bye! Yep. That is the advantage of having a decent vehicle. I should mention, as I have not yet, the vehicle that we are using for the road trip is a 2011 Volkswagen GTI. It performed admirably well for the road trip. There was a bit of a hiccup in Zion, but we'll come to that later on. For now, let's just enjoy the absolute masterpiece that is California Highway 1 with the incredible ocean vistas, followed by occasional cuts inland to go through some wonderful forestry, before going straight back out onto the incredible ocean vistas again. I've cut out all the bits where we were going through small villages and uninteresting parts of the scenery, because quite honestly, what's the point? You might as well. You're here to see the cool stuff. This is the cool stuff. Going through villages, not particularly exciting, except for that bit where we nearly crashed into that guy. That was exciting, but not for the right reason. That was definitely not the correct reason. So, enjoy the rest of this footage as we gallivant our way down California Highway 1. Thanks very much for joining us on this adventure through Northern California as we headed down towards San Francisco. It was quite the journey. Started on the border of California, and at the end of the day we were in San Francisco. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye.